My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller.
Welcome back to the Colonel Channel. I am your self-proclaimed Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram. I'm also a criminal defense attorney here in downtown Minneapolis. And I'm going to continue with this series that I call Don't Be a Dumbass. But I want to preface it by saying this. I am a dumbass. Every one of us has our dumbass moments. So when I'm pointing these things out, really what I'm trying to illustrate is I'm trying to illustrate that don't do dumbass things. Don't have dumbass moments. And when it comes to an occasion where you may be a suspect in a crime, I'm trying to give some tips for the best way to handle these situations. Because in all of these videos, there are a couple of factors that I'm pointing out. Number one, alcohol totally changes the way that you reason. So you may not be a dumbass when you're sober, but certainly people do dumbass things when they have been consuming alcohol, and that's a common theme. The other thing that is a really common theme in these videos is how people, by talking, make things worse. So in these videos, my purpose here is to point out things. Don't do these things. These things are things that make it worse. And in this particular video that we're going to look at right now, this is a person who tells the police that she's a lawyer, and then she tries to litigate, I guess, legal issues that she's not qualified to litigate and certainly shouldn't be done at the side of the road, and it doesn't work in her favor. With that said, let's jump right in. I'll let you be the judge of if there are dumbass moments or not, and let's look.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you call?
I don't know where the girl is that was driving there.
She's right there. Whose car is this?
That's my grandson's, and it was parked right here. He
Okay.
hasn't went anywhere all day. And
Is everybody okay?
yeah,
Okay.
everybody's
All right,
okay.
I'll just have you guys hang out over there for now, okay?
All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Looks like you might have crashed your car, huh?
Oh my gosh. Hi. Yeah, I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Rachel? Eli.
Okay, you notice right there, she stands up and maybe she's a little bit off balance. But what is occurring right now where the police are forming what they call probable cause. They're asking questions, hear how you sound, hear the slur in your voice, smell your breath, watch your manifestations, and in this case already she's using the car to brace herself as she stands up to introduce herself to the officer.
Nice to meet you. What's going
Nice
on?
to
How'd
meet
this
you.
happen?
I don't know.
You're not sure?
Yeah,
It's your car?
this is my vehicle.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Well, how did it end up on its side? Do you know? Did it just...
I mean, obviously it didn't just
Right.
by itself.
I see a kid's seat. There wasn't a kid in here when this happened.
No,
was there?
no children in here. Obviously, this didn't just happen by itself.
Right.
So that
Were you driving it?
I obviously was driving the vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're going to see here a little bit later in the video is that she decides that she's not going to cooperate with authorities and she's going to remain silent, which is perfectly her right. The problem is that the time that she chooses to do that is pretty far into the investigation because, as you can see right now, she's also put herself as the driver of the vehicle at this scene.
I mean, do you,
Go ahead.
do you
Just need the
always
one
ask
for
redundant
Adam George Victor.
questions, or you just ask questions?
I just ask questions. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. That's all.
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
All right, so here's where I first noticed maybe a little bit of a wrong tact on this, and that is this snotty. Do you always ask redundant questions? I'm not sure what that is designed to produce in terms of a reaction, but I can assure you it's not necessary and it doesn't help.
Rachel, right?
It is, Rachel. It's nice. Yeah. I was just driving down the road. And an
10-4, can you
oncoming
run it?
vehicle.
So were you driving this way?
Yeah, obviously. That's the way the vehicle's facing. So
See, again, obviously that's the way the vehicle's facing, that's a little snotty.
Keep saying obviously.
Well, I mean, I think everything
trying
with
to-
the scene is pretty obvious, so
Okay.
I don't think there's much left to.
I guess, did you just not see the car on the side of the road, or how did it end up getting hit?
There was no car on the side of the road.
There wasn't?
Not to my knowledge, no. There was a car driving this way. I was clearly driving in my lane.
Okay. Go ahead. Ten four, thank you. Where are you coming from tonight, Rachel?
I was coming to my friend's house on the south of town.
On south of town?
South. Yeah,
The south side of town? South side of Eau
Yes.
Claire?
yeah.
What's their address? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know. I
Okay.
would have to get my cell phone, which is in the car. But we had stopped to pick up a friend at Hobbsy's.
Where is that?
Hobbsy's is a tavern on this side of town, but I don't know their exact address. I'm not.
Okay.
Super
Was there anyone
familiar
in the
with it.
vehicle with you when this
No,
happened?
there was nobody with me, and I can tell you, like, there was obviously,
You had anything to drink tonight, Rachel?
no, I
You
haven't.
Just be honest with me.
No, I
It's not
haven't.
gonna it's not gonna
No,
incriminate you
no,
any
no,
further. or
no,
anything
no,
like
I know. Nope, no.
that. Nothing to drink, huh?
Not since 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So I would
About a
say,
few hours then.
yeah. Like,
What did you have at 6?
I had what we considered a beer cocktail,
Beer
I
cocktail.
guess.
How much alcohol would you say is in that?
It's a 4%, 4%.
And you just had one of them.
Yeah, it's just it's fun.
Okay.
We were at a fantasy football draft tonight.
That
so.
explains the jersey. You a Cowboy?
Yeah,
Are
that's
you a
why I'm in
Cowboys
New
fan?
Jersey. Yeah, I'm
You
a
are?
Cowboys fan.
All right.
But yeah, I just had one cocktail. It was a, I don't know the brand name of the cocktail. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not bad at all.
But I know it was 4% alcohol.
Okay. Do you have any issues with your eyes at all? Do you have any?
No, I
never had
don't
any.
have any ocular degeneration that I'm aware of.
Do you have
no.
any? First and foremost, I guess I should have asked this a little bit ago. Are you injured at all?
No, you probably should
noticed
have
some-
asked that right away, right?
Yeah, you're right. I should have. But I
Yeah.
forgot. I mean, you were walking, so I
It's okay.
wasn't.
I mean, it's fine.
Okay. So here's the deal, Rachel.
So here's the deal.
Okay, I would not advise. So here's the deal. So now she's going to get snotty about this, and she's going to assert her right to remain silent and demand an attorney. And I don't disagree with that. What I disagree with is how this is done. And I get it. When people are facing a crime, they're fighting for their life. It's kind of a fight or flight. They're going to lie. They're going to say things that aren't true. They're going to talk to the police in an attempt to try to get the police to not investigate or not do anything. So they start off really nice. But look, the police are going to make an arrest if they have probable cause to believe there's a crime. They're going to make an arrest, no matter what you say. So you talking only adds to that probable cause. So what should you do, or what could you do? Now, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but I will tell you this. If you're inclined to not answer police questions, that doesn't mean you don't cooperate with them. Go ahead and cooperate with them. Provide them with identifying information. Comply with their instructions, because they are going to do what they are going to do anyway. So you might as well make it easy on yourself. And maybe the question you could ask in the beginning is, am I a suspect in a crime? And if the answer to that is yes, you can be polite and you can say, I don't want to answer any other questions right now. I'd be glad to answer them after I've had an opportunity to consult with my attorney. And what you'll see happens then, because you're not in custody, the police will continue to ask you questions, but you can politely maintain that position. And so let's assume she did that in the beginning. What would have occurred so far? Well, there'd be a car on its side in the road. There would be no admission that she was actually operating the vehicle. There'd be no admission that she had consumed any alcohol whatsoever. And the police are just going to do what they're going to do anyway. So if they develop probable cause absent those additional items of information that you've provided, they're going to do that anyway. Let's jump back in.
Won't answer any more of your questions.
You're not going to answer any more of my questions?
No.
Okay. Well, you don't have to answer anything.
If you'd like to know, nope. Actually, I'll let you know what's going on from now, because you've superseded your rights of asking me questions.
Hi, ma'am. Can I talk to you?
Nope. And so any more questions you have, you can talk to my attorney. All right?
What's your name?
You can talk to my attorney. He knows my name.
Is it Rachel?
I won't be answering any more of your questions. I think I've made that very clear.
All right. Well, I'm just getting on scene.
Yeah,
so I don't know what's going on.
I think I've made it very clear that any more questions anyone has for me.
Why do you think you need an attorney right now?
And this is going to be a common thing. The police are going to say, well, only guilty people need attorneys. What did you do wrong? You think you need an attorney? Those kinds of things. Just again, be respectful and just say, I'd be glad to talk to you after I've had an opportunity to talk to my attorney. And the police can say whatever they're going to say, and you don't have to be snotty about it, and you're not giving them any additional information.
In general, any citizen that encounters a law enforcement officer outside of any normal circumstance should just refer that to an attorney.
And I would agree with that.
So any interaction with a
so I don't
officer?
think that any interaction you and I have beyond what him and I have.
Where have you been drinking tonight, Rachel?
I haven't been drinking tonight.
I can smell the alcohol from you.
Well, I guess you can smell the alcohol from me, but I haven't been drinking, so.
Okay. Why am I smelling alcohol from you? You don't know? Have you been around people who have been drinking? Is there a reason why I'm smelling alcohol right now? It doesn't come from nowhere. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Makes total sense,
So
yeah.
where have you been drinking tonight?
I think I already told you. Any questions you have, you can talk to my attorney.
We've been over that.
Okay.
We've got
Are
Yeah.
you...
We're good. We got enough. That's what the other officer said. What he's talking about is they have enough probable cause.
I think that's like very
Did you
clear.
ask about fields?
No,
Are you willing to perform any field tests for us tonight?
No, I would not be willing to perform.
Are you
that.
willing to do a PBT for us tonight?
No.
Okay, you're...
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. If you refuse to do field sobriety tests, they are just going to take you into custody. So the field sobriety test, the circus tricks you do on the side of the road, the one-legged stand, the walk and turn, the horizontal eye nystagmus test, all of those things are only designed to develop more probable cause. The police will tell you, we want to make sure that you're okay to drive. Well, if you've been drinking, there is no advantage to doing these tests. Nobody passes these tests. And if you're going to fail the test, they're going to take you into custody at the end of those tests anyway. But what they're going to have is they're going to have a whole lot more video that shows you stumbling around, not able to perform the test, slurring your words, and making mistakes. That's what these tests are designed to reveal. And if you just say, no, I'm not going to take those tests, they're going to take you into custody because those tests on the side of the road are not tests that are used to convict you necessarily. What they really want is they want the breath test, so they're going to take you into custody, and then they're going to take you to wherever the location of the desktop model of the breath device is, or a place where a blood draw can be taken, or a urine sample can be taken. But that's what's going to occur when you don't do the circus tricks on the side of the road, and that's what's happening here.
Be under arrest for OWI.
Okay.
Nora 163 headquarters, 156 has 1 plus 3, 5, 5. Who is that? I'm right there.
Oh.
Yep. Do you know her?
Okay.
Okay.
Am I okay? I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yep, everyone's okay, thanks.
Okay.
I am okay. Thank you for asking. All right, this one, your wrists are so
okay?
tiny. I'm gonna
Yeah.
loosen it up
Are you
and we're
sure?
gonna have to
You're
tighten
okay?
it.
Okay. You guys okay?
Where do you live? I guess, or do you have a preference for who deals with your vehicle at all?
There you go.
Nora 163 headquarters, over.
Do you have any weapons on you, Rachel?
No.
Okay. Do you have anything in the vehicle that you need to come with you?
No.
Phone, wallet, keys, anything like that?
No, honey.
Okay. All right.
We're
Ready?
good. Okay. You ready? Let's go. You're fucking. Hey, it's okay. I'm just doing your job, okay?
All right. Focus on where you're walking, please.
Actually, no, I won't be saying anything else. Okay? Can I see that?
What's that?
I won't be talking with them.
That's fine. You don't have to say
Okay.
anything.
Thank you.
All right, hop in.
It's okay. You're fine. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Thank you. All right, put your feet in.
Hey. You're doing good, baby.
I mean, I have very strong mint gum in my mouth, and I have a terrible nose, and her breath reeks, dude.
Yeah.
So bad.
Fast she was going, man. I was not expecting
I
that.
know. I pulled up and almost started laughing.
Yeah.
I'll ask her if she wants anything from the car.
Do it. I already asked her.
You did. Okay.
Was Caller the owner of the truck vehicle?
I'm not entirely sure. I just kind of told them to hang out while I was dealing with her until
Okay.
we got here, so I'm going to talk with them next.
Okay. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind dealing with that for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, I'll take care of all this. Yep.
You guys need to get my car out of the way.
What's that?
You guys need to clear my car.
Yep, we're calling a tow for it.
Okay. Well, can you confirm that for me? What time you called it?
What?
Verbally?
Called it?
Yep. Verbally, please put that on the record. What time you called the tow? Thank you.
10:29 and
Okay.
15 seconds.
And what time was the accident reported to you at? And then verbally record that, please.
10:11 and 36 seconds.
Okay.
Kind of makes it a lot easier when they don't cooperate with us.
What he's referring to there is just like I said, so they don't have to take the time to do the one-legged stand, the walk and turn, the horizontal eye nystagmus test, or any other standardized field sobriety test. So it's a lot faster. That's what he's talking about.
So,
I didn't know what was going on. Kind of scared me when it first happened.
yeah, you guys hear it?
I didn't. I was downstairs watching YouTube. I was like,
I heard it.
Cody, get upstairs. Someone hit your car. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So where was it parked?
Literally parked right in between these two trees here.
So it launched at like 20 feet, huh?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
At first I thought it was his car that was on the side, and I was like, how did Cody's car get
passenger side.
There was nobody in it?
No, we were all.
It's your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your first name?
Cody?
Last name? Was it one of you guys that called?
I called.
You called?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your first name?
Cheyenne, Cheyenne.
Who's Diane?
Last name for you? So, I'm gonna get you something called a crash card, and it's gonna have a case number on it. And all you're gonna need to do from this whole thing is you're gonna just have to call Progressive, give them that case number, say that your vehicle was hit, and they'll be able to get all of the information from the crash from the police department. She's not being cooperative, really, so I don't know if she has insurance or not. I would imagine she would with a vehicle that new.
I
So,
hope so. She got out of the vehicle just fine.
yeah.
So any scratches or anything like that.
Yep. So, all right, I'll get you that crash card, and then if you probably want to move the vehicle.
I could try.
I would. It doesn't look like it's too damaged. I think maybe the tire must have rode up on the hood or something. I really don't know. I'm kind of confused because to be able to flip a car on its side,
Yeah.
you would think there would be a lot more damage than that.
Right.
So,
Crazy.
yeah, very. I've been working here for a little bit, and I don't think I've seen a car flipped on its side in a residential area before. Yeah.
And what am I under arrest for?
Operating while under the influence of alcohol.
And is that assumptive or assured?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Is that an assumed offense or is that an assured?
I still don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, I didn't think so. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, did you assume I was operating under alcohol, or had you been assured by some sort of test? You just assumed, right? Correct? And is our conversation being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Correct? So you assumed I was operating my vehicle. Correct? Is that correct? Yes or no?
Rachel, we're not going to have this conversation.
Okay, so that was correct, right? That's why you arrested me. You assumed I was operating my vehicle. Correct?
What happened to you not talking?
Well, I won't talk anymore, dear. You never read me my Miranda rights or told me what I was under the arrest for.
Okay, so let's just talk about this Miranda rights issue because it comes up a lot. You are only entitled to a Miranda warning prior to questioning when you are in custody. Now, in this particular case, there's no questions being asked. And by the way, all Miranda does for you is it protects you from your own mouth. So if the police are asking you questions and you're in custody and then you were to confess, for example, a crime, when you have been not have been Mirandized, then the lawyer, your defense attorney, would be able to say, well, that statement can't be heard by the jury because it was obtained in violation of the constitutional right to remain silent. And so this idea that if you don't get your Miranda rights read to you, that somehow that's a win or a get out of jail free is a very common misconception that I think stems from television for the last 50 years, okay? The truth of the matter is, if you make no incriminating statements, Miranda does nothing for you. There's no obligation to give you a Miranda warning when you're not in custody and you're not being questioned. So, now, this person who claims that she's an attorney here next, she is already starting to litigate this, but she's completely incorrect in her application of the law. And then she says, and you didn't tell me what I was being arrested for. Yes, they actually did. They told you what you're being arrested for when they placed you into custody and put the cuffs on you. So you're really damaging your credibility here.
So I was looking for some clarification because my Miranda rights were never read.
Who cares?
And you also never told me what I was under the arrest for.
Yes, they did.
Do you remember that part?
Yes, they do.
When you didn't tell me what I was under the arrest for, or you didn't read me my Miranda rights? Do you remember that part? I didn't think so. That's okay. It's okay. It's a bitch when you arrest a lawyer.
It's a bitch when you arrest a lawyer. Well, I do believe that she does have legal training. She's used some legal terms, but this whole idea of answering the question about eyes, ocular degeneration, is this a assumptive or assured? Those are not legal terms. That's why the cop didn't even understand what she was talking about. And then she goes on to talk, an attempt to litigate this, I guess, from the back of a squad car about her constitutional rights to a Miranda. And also, she's just mistaken on a number of the facts. So this isn't doing her credibility any good. And as far as her being a lawyer, clearly she's not a lawyer that's qualified in criminal defense, and she's showing her hand. Much better to have just not said anything at all. What are Lee's rules, right? Number 1, shut your mouth. Cooperate with the authorities to give them identifying information and comply with their instructions. Those are just going to make your life easier. And then finally, call a qualified attorney at the first opportunity and let them go back through all of these recordings. And if there are constitutional violations, they will find them. Don't attempt to do this yourself. If you're going to remain silent, you got to remain all the way silent. You can't pick and choose when you're going to be silent and when you're not. And you can see this doesn't work to her advantage. And so if you're going to take the tack that you're not going to give them any information, I completely agree with that. You can do that politely. You can ask them if you're a suspect in a crime, and then you can wait and talk to a lawyer. That doesn't mean you don't tell them who you are. That doesn't mean you resist arrest. It doesn't mean you talk at all.
Just kind of let you walk into those things.
I would disagree. I think the cops let you walk into this thing.
But you didn't read me my Miranda rights, and you also didn't tell me what I was under arrest for. Do you remember that? And the best part was that was all on dash cam footage.
I would agree that is the best part for the prosecution.
I mean, it's okay. We all learn. The worst part is I'm not intoxicated, and I don't think there's anything else to say. But you do know when you arrest somebody, you have to read them their Miranda rights, right? You know that? And you know any arrest that you make without reading Miranda rights
Is what?
Do you understand what happened here tonight? Or no? Do you not understand?
I'll try to do your paperwork so we can get you.
Okay, but you can't arrest someone without reading them their Miranda rights. Do you understand?
You can, actually. Yep, you can.
Well, I mean, you can. Of course you can. You did. Did you call my attorney?
Nope, I called my supervisor.
Are you gonna call my attorney?
Nope.
Okay. You'd probably want to know. If you're gonna charge me with drunk driving, wouldn't you want to, test my BAC?
Well, actually, they asked if you wanted them to test your BAC, and you said no.
I'm drunk. No, I'm not. It's fine, hon. You're just doing your job. I get it. It's all good. But it's like not lawful. But it's okay.
It is lawful.
Some people wouldn't know this wasn't lawful. And it would be fine. But like, this isn't lawful, right?
Alright, I have something to read you here.
Okay.
At the end of it, there'll be a yes or no question that will need an answer to.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Your operating privileges will also be suspended if a detectable amount of a restricted controlled substance is in your blood. Will you submit to an evidentiary chemical test of your blood? Yes or no?
Before I answer this question,
Nora 163.
I won't answer that until you say what time that you requested that at. No, I don't agree to any of that until I speak to a lawyer. Thank you.
So you're refusing?
I am refusing. Thank you.
Alright.
Let's just say something about refusal real quickly. So in most states and in Minnesota where I'm licensed, if you refuse the test, it is a worse punishment than if you take the test and you fail if you're under 1.6. So when people call me and ask me this question, I tell them, yes, taking the test is dangerous because if you fail it, they're going to have evidence of your blood alcohol concentration. However, if you refuse it, it is going to be treated like it is the most severe breath test. In other words, just by refusing it, you are putting yourself in the position as if your breath test was much greater than it is. If you are under 1.6 in Minnesota, you're going to get a misdemeanor. If you refuse, you're going to get a gross misdemeanor. And the difference is the misdemeanor maximum punishment is 90 days, and the gross misdemeanor punishment is up to 365 days. So simply refusing this, if you took the test and failed it at the worst possible level, you're going to end up at the same place as if you refused it. However, if you had taken it and you're over the limit but under the gross misdemeanor threshold of 1.6, at least in Minnesota, guess what? It's just a misdemeanor. It would be better to take the test because the exposure to the penalty is much less.
So one potential resolution for tonight is I have the discretionary option of releasing you to a sober, responsible party instead of taking you to jail. Is there, first question for you is there somebody who comes to mind who is a sober, responsible party right now? If you don't want to answer my questions, then we're going to be going to jail.
Okay, so here the officer's actually trying to give her a break, saying to her, look, if you can get someone to come and give you a ride, you can go home tonight. Instead, this is now when she decides to remain silent. This would have been to her advantage. It's nothing about, there's no question being asked here about the offense or the incident. It's only a question about, do you want to get home tonight? That's not the right time to be silent, and it has nothing to do with what happened here. So that's why I say you can be cooperative with the authorities so long as you're not giving information about the incident they're investigating. There's no reason not to comply with their instructions and not to answer their questions.
All right. Jail it is.
My husband lives in Nebraska. Like, he's in Nebraska. My husband is in Nebraska. That's where he works, where he lives. Do you want me to repeat that for you? My husband is in Nebraska. That's where he lives.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm a married woman, and my husband lives in Nebraska because that's where his work is. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Maybe.
I think that answers it. My husband is in Nebraska for work. So when you ask me where a responsible party is, my husband is in Nebraska currently.
Okay, so in summary, I will say this. You go ahead and you decide if there are any dumbass moments here. I've given you a little bit of information about what was occurring around this particular incident. So with that said, I also want to encourage you, if you do find any of this interesting, please do subscribe and give us a like, and we'll keep this kind of content coming your direction. I also do many other topics. So if you look on the channel, you're going to find things from aviation, the law, the military, entertainment. And I encourage you to take a look at those things. If you don't like this, maybe you'll like some of those things. Until the next time, this is Wolf 6 from the headquarters out here.